Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bangers, Bops, and Banter. This is episode 23. Yeah.
Who are you, though?
Yeah, I'm Joe. Excuse me. I'm here with my co-host, Brendan.
Hi, I'm the co-host, Brendan.
And we have some guests today.
You sure don't. Hi, I'm Jade. Third time's a charm.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I'm also here.
Wow.
Thank you both
Amazing.
for coming on. Yes, absolutely incredible.
We have a cool episode coming up, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully. We have some music and movie news that we're going to go over first. Then we're going to talk about The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga. And finally, we're going to discuss the movie Jennifer's Body. Yeah.
Deluxe Edition of Lady Gaga's The Fame Monster, just so we're clear on that.
Yes.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the track Monster. So, what's
exactly.
the point?
All right. Let's get into some news. First, in music news, Guitar Center is maybe going bankrupt. They are apparently $1.3 billion in debt, and they missed a $45 million payment. So that is nice.
That's a lot.
But where will the white boys go after school on Thursday?
That is a good question.
I don't know where I'm gonna go. Have to find another guitar shop? They don't exist.
What, local? Absolutely not.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just go to parties. You'll congregate that way somehow.
Lindsay's like, maybe just get laid.
no, you
I know
understand.
people don't get.
Definitely guitar.
I know white boys with guitars don't often get invited to parties, but like if you can find one, then.
But what they do, you know.
Yeah. And then I pull up my guitar and I start playing Wonderwall, right?
And then you
that's
get
how you get
disinvited.
laid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
All right. Next, actually, finally in music news, there's like nothing this week. But Elton John is getting a Barbie doll, so that's pretty cool.
Good for
I
him.
actually read all about this because I cared so much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything more to say on it. It's just interesting, I guess.
I do want to note, it's a Barbie doll, not a Ken doll. He was like, oh, no, Barbie. So it's a Barbie dressed up as Elton John with EJ pants and everything.
Does it have like the Barbie figure?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a woman.
Oh,
It's a woman doll.
okay.
I see.
He did that. Elton did that
Nice.
for us.
Thanks, Elton.
Legendary.
Thank you,
Thank
Elton.
you, Elton. Send your child my regards. Hope he's being raised. Cool.
This is okay.
I just know you as a kid.
But like, what a way to just like compliment someone. It's like, oh, I hope your child is being raised. You know. If you're doing that
The
as a
most
parent.
important part of a parent, their legacy of a child. I don't know.
Well, I would like to hope that the child is being raised.
Yeah. Well,
This isn't me doubting that happening. This is just me. Look, okay, what I'm telling you is he moved out of Atlanta to raise his child in England, and that felt personal. So
I mean, he is English though, so
I know. But I hope he's doing the thing he left us for.
Okay, I guess yeah.
maybe he just wanted an excuse to leave Atlanta. You ever thought about that?
Dang.
I try not to, thank you.
All right. Moving on to movie news. Quibi.
Oh no.
Does anyone even use Quibi? It's shutting down. 6 months after launching.
It won a bunch of Emmys for what it's worth.
Wait, did it?
Yeah, for like short form content, I think.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that
It
makes
won at
sense.
least one, but
It's interesting because, like, until someone explained it to me, I had no clue what it was. Like, you see the commercials and you just don't understand what the point of the app is, literally.
I will say that like while it probably was never going to be successful, it did come out at like the worst possible time in history.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing was like, oh, like, you know, little vignettes of an episode to watch on the train. And then it's like, no, we trains do not exist anymore. You have only time at home.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure.
I can't say their marketing was good either. So
Yeah, it was like star-studded, but I had no idea what it was until Lindsay just told me.
It's Quibi, Quick Bites. That's what it stands for.
Okay, is that
that.
what is that? Tater tots?
Wow.
It sounds like gas station cheese nuggets. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I think maybe they wanted you to think of the glorious gas station chicken nuggets, but then they didn't live up to the hype.
Fuck, man.
Damn. Well, I'm sure like 5 people are upset over this, so.
Sure.
What about all the people who worked for Quibi?
I did see a thing where apparently the CEO just like told them to watch Trolls and get over it or something.
Listen to Anna Kendrick's song from Trolls.
Man.
So
Can you imagine not only being fired, but being forced to watch Trolls World Tour in the same day?
Your CEO pays for a screening of it, and then at the end he fires you.
Well, actually, maybe it was a strategy because most people quit during the movie.
There you go.
Okay. Good marketing move. Good PR.
Alright, next in movie news, sort of movie news. It's like tangentially related. Disney Plus is getting a Moon Knight series, and Oscar Isaac might be starring in it, which is pretty cool.
I'm surprised he's coming back to Disney after everything.
Yeah, definitely. Although the series have been so far pretty stable, at least Mandalorian has, I guess. So
I trust Oscar Isaac's judgment, so. He's a valid man.
Alright, next. The new Borat movie came out. And Rudy Giuliani was caught on camera attempting to seduce Borat's 15-year-old daughter. Literally.
Yeah.
It's like, man. What? Wow. He has some balls, I must say. Literally.
I actually don't think you need to say that. But we can start there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it.
Yeah. No, like he was literally caught like unzipping his pants in front of her. Until Borat ran in and said that she's too old for him. So, yeah, that's oof.
Classic
Big
Borat.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think he's like trying to pass it off by saying like, "Oh, I was tucking in my shirt," and it's just kind of like, "Really, bro?"
Yeah.
I think I read that too.
Yeah.
But here's the tea. Someone, and I can't tell you who, but even though I heard it earlier, someone else recently just got in trouble for like masturbating in a Zoom call, and the stories are so similar. I just can't tell people apart anymore.
Oh wait, was that? I don't remember. I remember a story where it was
a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the New Yorker dude.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
But
he wasn't caught masturbating. He was just like changing or something and thought his camera was off.
Oh god, guys.
Oh no, the story I'm talking about, Mans was masturbating. He apologized to his wife and friends.
Oh my god.
I love the digital age.
What?
Brendan apparently doesn't, but I do.
I don't want to see people masturbating on camera. I'm sorry.
I don't, but I want people who masturbate on camera to get caught sometimes. I want gross people to accidentally be gross in front of other people.
face the consequences of their actions. God, that would be pipe dream.
All right. Finally, in movie news, this is like the thing that I'm most excited for. Is Zack Snyder's Justice League. All right. Jared Leto's returning. He's coming back.
The best.
As the Joker. I'm so excited now. Actually, I'm pumped. I cannot wait to see how much of a train wreck it is.
Wow. God, I love Jared Leto as Joker. Not actually Jared Leto, because he's like a piece of shit. But his interpretation of Joker is spot on.
It's the best interpretation we have had in 2016. So.
Yeah.
Did it come out in 2016?
I don't know. That seems right for Suicide
That sounds
Squad.
right, because I cared and I was disappointed, and 16 would be the year when that happened.
Yeah.
You see, your first mistake was caring.
I just like Harley Quinn.
Okay. Well, she was probably the best part of that movie. So.
Are you? She got Birds of Prey. She won.
Yeah, that's true.
Name one other person besides Will Smith in that movie. Not Jared Leto. Fuck. She won. Who? I don't know.
He's the boomerang dude.
Doesn't the boomerang dude die?
No. No, that's Slipknot, the guy who can climb anything.
Oh my god.
Excuse me.
I loved that they didn't make a promotional for Slipknot, then they killed him 2 minutes in. It was hilarious to me. I loved that. Also, how they kill him too. He's like, I'm gonna leave, and then just
his head explodes.
His head explodes.
Yeah.
Damn.
If they had kept that for just that energy the whole movie, perfect.
They should have done and then they were none situation where just one by one the characters die until it's like Will Smith and Margot Robbie remaining. That would have improved.
I mean, emotionally, that's exactly what happened.
I see.
But it happened 20 minutes in. This is not an episode about the Suicide Squad. But I actually read. I forget who the director of Suicide.
No. David Ayer.
It should be. Apparently, he got either for last movie or for this movie, he got a free pass to just kill anybody.
James Gunn did.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just saw that today, so.
Yeah, okay, I saw that today too, and I just don't read names because I don't care.
Well, I'm a reader, if you didn't know, so I have to keep up on these things.
I'm aware. Oh my god! Wait, what's a Dutch angle?
It's like it represents the character's soul being tilted askew. You know.
Have you seen the first Thor movie?
Have you seen the first Thor movie?
75% Dutch angles.
Oh my god.
Is that why they do the Ratatouille? Because he's a rat.
I'm gonna be real, I haven't seen the first Thor movie, but I have seen the Death Note Netflix adaptation where they do a lot of Dutch angles. Okay. So that's my cinematic inspiration.
Brief exposure moment. I have to talk Lindsay out of doing the Death Note Netflix movie.
Okay, I was not considering it heavily. I did propose it, and Jade was like, no, fuck you.
I was like, do I have veto rights? Cool.
Yeah. But we could have done it.
It would have been interesting, I think.
It would have been fun, but it's fine.
Don't have me on that episode. You can tell.
All right. We ready to move on to the Lady Gaga album, The Fame Monster?
Man.
Deluxe Edition?
Deluxe Edition.
We should clarify what the Deluxe Edition is. So, Lady Gaga released her debut album, The Fame, in 2008, I think. And then it did really well, so the label was like, hey, we're gonna just re-release your album to make more money. Or, release the album with, 3 extra tracks or something. And they're like, no, that's dumb. So they added in, they kind of just stitched on an EP onto the end. And that's how The Fame Monster is born. Because it's the first 7-ish tracks. I think it's 7 tracks are that new EP. or 8 tracks. There's 8 tracks of the new EP, and then the next 15 tracks are just Lady Gaga's first album.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we get the entire hour and a half package here with the Fame Monster, which I think has some ups and downs. They're like, so we all listened to Lady Gaga when we were kids, right? Because gotta get that Just Dance, that poker face paparazzi. Joe, where you're shaking your head. Did you not have a childhood?
What? No, I just listened to different music.
Oh yeah.
Did you? Did you not get a radio between 2009 and 2014?
No. Like, I probably listened to Lady Gaga, like, occasionally, but, like, not really. I was a big-time Rush boy, okay?
That's true.
Oh.
He had taste.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
But as I was saying, there's, like, some songs here that were radio hits, like Just Dance, Poker Face. Like, these are fantastic songs. They definitely still hold up. Other songs, like other Lady Gaga songs, I've never heard about. I know why I never heard about them. Like, Nothing Else I Can Say.
Oh, don't even. That's a good song.
No, it sounds like an outdated Madonna song.
I see where you're coming from, but also, I don't know, man. It's fun.
Also, this is nothing against Lady Gaga. That's just Lady Gaga. It's Madonna
Outdated
again.
Madonna? Oh, no. But there's some
Madonna, the reprise.
I think, like, half of this album especially, but, like, as we move forward in the Lady Gaga era, she differs herself. But, like, the non-deluxe edition songs are definitely Madonna-esque. I will give her that.
I think it really depends from track to track. Because, like, yes, her voice... she definitely takes inspiration from, like, Madonna and, like, that era of pop. But there's some tracks where the production is more modern and, like, dancey, like on Just Dance.
Yeah.
Which I think works out really well. And you also got to get those token rap verses in. We have, on this album, we have 3. One from Beyonce, which is fantastic. Love Beyonce. Colby O'Donis, who I've never heard except for on this track, Just Dance. And Flo Rida, who he's Flo Rida, I guess.
So he's incredible.
Yeah, he's got the apple.
I feel like that's
jeans.
the rank too. It's like Beyonce's, this guy we've never heard of, and then Flo Rida.
Flo Rida.
You're forgetting Space Cowboy. I don't know what he did on Starstruck, but he's there.
You're right. I did forget it.
On the vocal or on the chorus, he's like just harmonizes. I'm pretty sure that happens also on Just Dance. Akon is also on that track.
Oh, I didn't even know Akon was
He's
there.
just on the chorus with Lady Gaga though.
I see.
So
I can't believe Akon doesn't like. There's no name for that on like Spotify, but they're like, you know who we need to put down? Space Cowboy, and let us not forget our man Colby O'Don. Like, I don't even know. But I feel like we could either start by talking about the super popular songs on this album, or the ones that we probably hadn't heard before this.
I mean, we could talk about the super popular ones. Those are the fun ones, in my opinion.
I'm down for whatever.
we can do whatever. We could like start with the EP first, and then
Yeah, we can just sort of go in order. I think it's easier if we talk about like the EP and the other 15 tracks separately.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. EP, like I said before, the hits off this one, Bad Romance, Telephone, love those tracks. I remember Alejandro being a hit. I was not listening to it now. It's not the same as it was. I feel like it might have been like a radio edit or something, but this track kind of long, and it's also kind of weird. Lady Gaga, she gets kind of weird at a lot of points, honestly.
Really?
Really? I think so.
I mean, like, no, I agree. The thing I find fun about Lady Gaga isn't Michael. Okay, she just sometimes feels like singing in an accent on this album. Can you talk about that first, actually? Like, we hit Alejandro, and it's just like, oh, what are you? Like, can you imagine listening to this, like, to Deluxe Edition, like, all the way through, having never heard, like, Lady Gaga, and you listen to Bad Romance, and you're like, okay, alright, she's funky, she's weird, she does that ooh-rah-rah thing. Then you get to Alejandro, and you're like, oh, where is this woman from? Then you hit Monster, and you're like, oh, wait, was that someone else? And then, by the time you get to, like, Poker Face, you're like, huh? Who is this? Like, just all over the album, she's just like, today I'm French, tomorrow Spanish.
No,
In 3 minutes, Italian.
Now that I'm looking at the track list, I feel like Bad Romance shouldn't go first, because it, like, goes so hard. Like, you don't want to go out the gate with that, but she did.
I
don't
sure
know.
did.
Not only does it go hard, it's just the way she sings, like, vocally, it's like the craziest and most out there, and it works. But, like, she starts there.
I feel like I would maybe swap it with So Happy I Could Die. I don't know. I feel like usually what happens in albums is, like, the second to last song is the one that, like, goes the hardest, and then the 8th one is, like, not sad, but not happy. It's a mid-tempo song. Diddy-do. I don't know.
Yeah, I totally get that. Definitely, like, going from the bang in Bad Romance, and she also has, like you said, she has a great singing voice on that track. Like, Lady Gaga has, like, a really good voice. She doesn't always, like, really use it that much, but when she does, like, yeah, that's cool. I know on her later albums, she definitely gets more, like, artsy and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But just going from that to Alejandro is a huge downturn in energy, definitely.
Yeah, I would say the Deluxe Edition, like, the first 3 songs on this is just a weird start. Like, I can almost see Bad Romance as a title track just because of how it opens as a song. Sounds like an opener. Like, it introduces you to, like, what the fuck Gaga is, which is, like vocal range, but also vocally strange, and also very dancey. Like, okay, I could buy it maybe. Alejandro is a very specific kind of song in which she is maybe Spanish. I can't tell, but I'll get back to you on that.
I think she just has Spanish lovers, or maybe she just likes dating Spanish people.
There's that trope of, like, sorry, go on. No, okay, it's like that trope. Sorry, no, you go on.
Lindsay, you go. Lindsay, no, you go.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like that Spanish trope of, like, where the Spanish men are super romantic or whatever. You know, you've, like, seen it in, like, movies and stuff, and it's, like, kind of questionable now. Yeah, that was it. You go, Jade.
Well, what I learned from this song is the only men who can have Lady Gaga have to have O's at the end of their name. So,
well, yeah, they have to
so
rhyme.
when people thought
I think, yeah, she just didn't know what to rhyme them with, so she was just like, Roberto. Did it.
I'm gonna sound really uncultured. Who was the guy in A Star Is Born?
Bradley Cooper?
Okay, so he doesn't have an O.
What is that?
Anyway. people, it didn't work. Anyway. Then Monster is, like, it's a good, I think it's a super good track. And it is kind of like, it's a Gaga song. It's a pretty, like, almost standard Gaga song. With, like, some funkiness in it. But, like, it is, like, it's a good track. And it is, like, it's a pretty, like, almost standard Gaga song. With, like, some funkiness in it. But, like, it is, like, it's a good track. And it is, like, it's a pretty, like, almost standard Gaga song. With, like, some funkiness in it. But, like, Also, it's like it name drops like a ton of her other songs. So it's just like, I guess this makes sense for a deluxe edition, but you're third on the deluxe edition.
Yeah. Like, it references songs from the Fame, but unless you've listened to the Fame before this, like, those tracks come later in this album. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird start.
I don't like Monster. Monster is just, like, too weird, I think.
How is it weird?
And I didn't write down the lyrics. I'm a bad...
Like a lyric, because like I feel like it's a pretty
My
straightforward like dance pop track generally.
What I don't get about Monster is the part where the guy is like, I love that girl, I want to talk to her, she's hot as hell. I think that part's just kind of creepy, but that's just me.
I remember now.
I actually don't like when she calls him a big boy. Personally. I like the pre-chorus.
Fair. That's a good part.
It's just it's iconic. It's like, I asked my girlfriend if she'd seen this guy, and she mumbled something while we got on the floor, and then it goes, "We might have fucked, not really sure, don't quite recall." Wait, did she fuck her girlfriend?
No, I think the girl said she fucked the guy.
Oh, you know what? I kept reading this as going on the floor and not going on the dance floor. So I was having fun with that. I was just like, wow, they fucked on the floor.
Damn.
Good for them. That was wild misinterpretation. Alright, it's fine now. I wish it was her fucking her girlfriend on the floor.
Damn, this could have been a lesbian love triangle.
We get that later.
That's Jennifer's body.
We get that in 2016.
You're right.
Lady Gaga meant that too, and when people were like, "Oh my god, you like danced with him?" and she was like, "Oh sure."
Cool.
Yeah.
I will say I thought the bridge for this one fucking sucked. But
Monster?
that's the one where she's name dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling she like didn't know what else to write. She kind of ran out of ideas maybe at that point.
Stupid question. But was she already calling her fans little monsters before this song?
Probably. I mean, this was the Monster Ball tour, wasn't it?
To like name your fans.
Oh yeah. Do
didn't
fans
even know
name
she called her
themselves?
fans
I don't know. I've
monsters.
never been a celebrity.
I feel like usually that's what happens. I don't know. Did Justin Bieber have a song about the Believers, and that's how that got started or something?
Really? Oh no.
Justin. What? I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't listen to Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I was about to be like, what about the Directioners? I was like, I'm pretty sure that comes from just their name. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, moving on.
Little monsters, let us know.
You guys have anything you want to say on Speechless or Dance in the Dark?
I feel like Speechless is like a kind of weird departure from the previous tracks, I guess. Because the previous tracks are generally like dance pop or like electro pop in that vein, and then you get a slow ballad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Lady Gaga has like one every album. I feel like.
I guess that's true. It just
comes
feels
at such an odd time.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the time she doesn't work with this kind of slow ballad. Like I feel like her voice suits her very well to very like powerful sounding pop music, basically.
I don't know. I liked Speechless. I liked it better than the other ballad. That might be Brown Eyed Boy in the 15 one.
Oh, yeah. I'll agree with that.
But I think Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think she does it better on other albums. I really like You and I, which I think is the next album. It's on Born This Way, but I like Speechless. I don't know. I'm not like in love with it, but I think it's a good like romp.
Romp.
I don't know.
Okay.
I started talking and I couldn't figure out how to end the sentence. That happens sometimes with me.
Well, just full send it, you know?
Yeah. Don't have any thoughts on Dance in the Dark. I kind of forget how it goes, so maybe that means something.
I don't know. I like.
All I'm gonna say is it was.
Or,
You go.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think Dance in the Dark feels like a synthwave track almost. But like I really enjoy it, and I think the hook's very good. But she does like this weird effect on her voice that gives it like this. I don't know how to like describe it. It's like this weird sharp sound that like is part of her vocals, and it just sounds really weird on the chorus specifically. And that's like the main thing about that track that gets me. But other than that, the actual like track and verses and everything I actually really enjoy. I think it's a fun song.
I found it lyrically just weird.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, I guess it's on par with a Lady Gaga song. It's a woman dancing and a man being vampiric, so like sure. But like
All right,
I don't know,
well,
just like okay.
What about the bridge where she's like, find your Jesus, find your Kubrick. You will never fall apart, Diana. You're still in our hearts. That was just
What?
like out of nowhere. I was like, what? Why are you talking
Well, she's
about
listing like women who died of like either murder or drug overdose, I think.
Yeah, but
Just
Princess
Kubrick
Diana was
factor.
not murdered or drug overdose. It was just, I don't know. I just like
Okay.
the entire bridge is like weird, I think.
I mean,
I was
like-
personally just like, why is JonBenet Ramsey? Not like too soon, but like, how is she related to the woman dying on the dance floor? I need you to make this comparison between this 4-year-old and this vampire woman.
Okay, well, straight up, I'm looking at the Genius website of the album, and it says that, let's see, Dance in the Dark is fear of... She, like, based each of the track title of the Deluxe Edition tracks off of fears, and it says Dance in the Dark is specifically fear of judgment, so I don't know how that connects to JonBenet Ramsey, but maybe, like, the media blitz that she got after her death?
I think
guess.
JonBenet just worked in that.
If it has to
Why?
do with like the
For
Fame
them.
monster, Fame.
Yeah.
It was definitely a part of that.
Women who were haunted by fame.
I guess it works for Diana then too.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Jesus.
I
Oh
can-
man. Well, most famous woman ever.
I guess you could say he was haunted by fame. That is an interpretation of what happened.
And Kubrick was a dick to women. So I guess that's how it works.
Yeah, Kubrick tortured little Shelley Duvall, so I guess that's it.
There we go. We've cracked the code.
We did it.
Thanks, Gaga.
We figured it out.
Alright, but Telephone's a banger. I love Telephone.
Oh, Telephone's
Telephone.
good.
Telephone's pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of the Beyonce verse. Like I think it's good, but I don't know. I enjoy the pop elements more than like the rap elements of the song, I guess. So
It's like I like it, but it is also kind of weird because it's just like such a small verse.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but it just kind of seems like it doesn't feel like a true collab. It just kind of feels like Beyonce was like, "Oh, you got sick one day at the studio. I'll help you out." But not that I don't like Beyonce. I think she's fun in the music video.
Oh my god. Okay, if there's like a music video you watch Telephone. Jesus Christ, it's so good.
That's a cinematic masterpiece right there.
It is. Dutch angles everywhere. I'm sure.
Never seen the music video. So
you haven't.
I know
I need to
doing
make it
after this.
Videos.
It's wild. You should go watch it.
Okay.
It's so good. Oh my god, the beginning of it where she's like on the phone. Like in the jail cell. She's like, what's that be? Anyway, this isn't the song. I don't know. Telephone's iconic. There's almost nothing to say. It's like, yeah, this. Good job. I do want to say teeth slaps.
What? That's like
I think
my
teeth
least favorite
slaps.
track on the album. I hate it.
Fascinating. I found it disgusting, like topically, but otherwise amazing. It reminded me of a Kesha song, like some of the ones like that also didn't get like on the radio for 5 years. Where it was just like, it's like, oh, this is kind of weird, but like fuck.
I don't know. It like a lot of the elements on the track just feel really like played out and like overdone, and also like they did not work with Gaga's vocals at all. There's like you have like the vocal sample on it, and I was like, is this produced by Kanye West? This sounds exactly like something that would be on a Kanye West track. And then you have like the horns, which I think are just obnoxious sounding. And I just really don't like the way that it has like this constant like marching rhythm almost to it that is very drawn out. I think it gets like way too repetitive, and it just is not very enjoyable to listen to.
Okay. I think it's like a fine track. I'm kind of here for the most part. The point where she lost me is when she says, "Take a bite of my bad girl meat."
That is the part where she had me. I was like, she knew exactly what she just did. No, look. Hi. This is what what I find so fantastic about that line is she opts to talk about sex in a pretty explicit way. Yeah. Which like in 2009 you can only do up to some extent, like in a pop track. So this is the one where she's like, I'll go all the way. But then she says it like, that's not what you do. That's not like that's not explicit sex act, which is also common in 2009. Like, remember Whistle? Like, sometimes you just don't actually say the thing that you want. But like,
Whistle with Flo Rida. Anyway, continue.
Yes. Oh my god, that man was real. We can't confirm. Anyway, but
wait, Flo Rida is real?
Like,
this is
yeah,
devastating news.
It's a state. Anyway,
it's still devastating news.
That's
it will
worse.
be underwater soon. Don't worry.
He can't hurt you.
We won't let him. Anyway, but so she simultaneously opts to be like super sexual, but super like gory, which I really appreciate because A, that's so Gaga, and B, that's kind of the way like women like. I'm not gonna say the way women do it, but it's a fun approach to like being sexual when people treat that as like really monstrous. It's like, okay, yes. So like the entire track is just like, it's just like very explicitly about sex, but also just like in a very like monstrous and animalistic way. So I find it, I'm like, I appreciate you for doing this for us. And I even appreciated the beat because it was just like very commanding. Like she was very explicitly asking for something and would not let up for 3-ish minutes. I appreciate her for that.
Yeah, I want to say, I can't like describe what kind of genre it is. I want to say it's like almost like folk rock, but I don't think that's it at all. You know what I mean, though? It's like a thing. I feel like it's like a thing. Okay, yeah, I don't know, but
I think I see where you're coming from.
I was just gonna say feminism, like a dumbass.
Yeah, it's the great genre of feminism.
It's Riot Girl. Riot Girl. That's all I got. It's the same genre Kesha was in when she wrote Cannibal.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have much to say on Teeth. I like it. I don't love it. It's fun. We skipped over So Happy I Could Die.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed, but that's just me.
I enjoy it. I think it's like a pretty solid track. It doesn't really stand out at all, but like, I don't think the album's not made worse for having it there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. I think it's like kind of quintessential, but maybe not revolutionary Gaga, in that it's like a song that's kind of dark paired with like synth EDM, what's the word, like upbeat tempo kind of song. So I like that duality.
Wow. Duality. Nice word. Alright. We're getting to the next 15 songs.
Yeah, the Fame.
The Fame.
Right on.
Album. It starts with Just Dance, and I love Just Dance to no end. It is literally, I think it's the best song on the album, and I absolutely adore it. It's so much fun.
Definitely, like, for me, it's between this and Telephone, but yeah. Oh yeah, Just Dance it's got a banging beat. Is this?
Yeah.
It has like this little percussion, like wood block thing. I forget what it's called, but it's there, and it's like, yes, it adds just a little bit of spice that it needs.
Xylophone?
No, it's not a xylophone.
No.
I think it's like a balaclava or something. But yeah, banger beat, just really fun track.
Oh, and
Love
also
Just
like
Dance.
the bridge where like she has like the 8D effect on her vocals. Where her voice is like pinging between the different sides of the speaker or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. We love Just Dance here.
Lady Gaga was doing 8D before it was cool.
Indeed.
Also, a great level on the video game Just Dance. I forget when it came out, but it was a bop then too.
Yes. Then I hate Love Game.
You hate Love Game. I really like Love Game.
I can't get I like Love Game in the same way I like Katy Perry's Peacock. It's like I can listen to it like ha ha, but like I can't really unironically listen to it.
It's very commanding, I must say. It's just, I don't know. Like the chorus is totally like ridiculous and out there, but I kind of feel like it works with her vocals. Because like her entire performance on the song is pretty like out there and ridiculous.
This is so funny because I think I love Love Game for the same reason I like Teeth. I'm just like, you monster, yes. No one else had the balls to say Disco Stick in 2009 except you. That I'm aware of, and I don't want to know. But like, oh my god, what a way to start a song. Let's have some fun. Beat a stick. I'm gonna take a flight. She hopped right in.
Out there. Yeah.
Like, by the time she was talking about the Love Game, I did not give a shit about the game. I was just so I was fascinated because I don't even like care for the chorus. I care for everything that isn't. because it's all just so wacky. And like the way she's singing, like, I don't know. But it is actually one of my favorite tracks on the album, period. I love Love Game. I find it I love this energy.
I don't know. I could go back and forth on it. Like if I was listening to it in like a CVS or something, I'd be like, hell yeah. But you know, if I'm just listening to it on my own.
Can you imagine a situation where the song would play in a CVS?
CVSs are cursed. You don't know what's going on there.
Okay, can you imagine 4 hours ago I'm taking my strep test with this playing?
Exactly. You're like staring at the shampoo aisle, lightly dissociating. Love Game's on in the background. It's a whole ass vibe.
I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't remember what kind of squeegee my friend wanted. Just like, yeah. So I don't know why this didn't hit the radio.
There is no way this was ever gonna hit the radio. That's why.
Probably for similar.
And I don't know why. Feel free to let me know.
It's so. Oh
let me know in the
comments.
comments.
I wish Peacock had hit the radio.
But can I just quote grab a couple lines from this song? Because lyrically, she did everything she could have. Thank you. Of course, there's let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. But then there's Got My Ass Squeezed by Sexy Cupid. Then there's then there's also You've indicated your interest. I'm educated in sex. Yes.
Wait, you're forgetting the best one though. I can see you staring at this possible. Oh, you're with a smile on your mouth and your hand on your which I don't get why he censored it.
Because you can't say cock, you can only say disco stick, and that was way too many syllables.
Somehow, disco stick is worse.
Wait, actually, a personal anecdote. I started playing lacrosse right around this time, and there was this weird guy in my neighborhood who called my lacrosse stick a disco stick, and I didn't know why until years later.
Oh my god.
I was like, literally, what are you referring to? He was like, are you playing with your disco stick? I'm like, no. What? So...
the next two songs did hit the radio, though. Both Paparazzi and Poker Face.
They're both kind of fire, not gonna lie.
I will definitely say top, 3, I think those two make. I don't know what the other third one is, but they're good.
Definitely.
Paparazzi is definitely way more laid back, I'd say, compared to the previous two, but that I think works really well in the track listing, and it has a fantastic hook. I don't know, just very smooth sounding, I guess, to it, and very harmonious, and I think that works incredibly well.
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I said with So Happy I Could Die, if that's quintessential but not revolutionary Gaga, this is quintessential and revolutionary Gaga. I think she shows her best parts of her skills, I guess, with lyrically and vocally and stuff here. The production value on this is wild.
Yes. Yeah. These tracks, when they're well produced, they pop off.
Yeah.
I think lyrically too, both these songs, part of the reason they're on the radio and Love Game isn't, is they struck a perfect balance between being weird Gaga, Paparazzi's still a song about being obsessive and shit, but also just still safe for radio, still just poppy and I'm not gonna say generic, but safe for radio, and both of them rode that line very well.
I think they have the kind of choruses that are really easy to repeat, and not in a bad way, but it's just in a way that people can get hooked onto them really easily. So then you're just jamming out in the car to it.
Yeah. That's a lot of the choruses on this album. They're very sticky. They have a tendency to get stuck in your head very easily.
Definitely.
We lost Brendan. He's stuck on
I
one.
was jamming a poker face. I'm sorry.
That's so bad.
Don't worry, he'll reply. That was weak. Moving forward.
Moving forward
It's okay, Queen.
we're talking about nothing I can say. I said earlier I hated this track. So.
I know.
I'm a fan.
I like it. I enjoy it. I don't know. It has like, there's like a weird quality to it that I think is like surprisingly like compelling. It's the way the beat is like weirdly high pitched, and that like draws me in, especially with Gaga's very out there vocal performances.
Yeah.
It's like, I think, well, consistently, I think that Gaga's vocals are like the best part of the album. She's super out there. She has a ton of charisma and personality to them. And they just like carry songs that I probably wouldn't like without them.
I get
I
that.
can see them.
That I can totally agree with.
Gaga,
She has. I mean,
sorry. She has to strike a weird balance for me, because there are times where like, yeah, she has a great vocal performance, but there's also times where her lyrics are just like too weird for me, and that can kind of ruin it. There are times where, like the times where her vocals and are great, they're fun, they're catchy, and the production is very fun. Those are the tracks that really are my favorites. And I think it can be a bit, this album is a little bit volatile, where if like any of those elements are falling short, I feel like the tracks as a whole tends to fall short for me.
I will say this is her like first album, so she's still trying to like figure out stuff. I also think that this is probably the least like Lady Gaga-esque song maybe on the album. I'll have to think
I felt like it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know nothing about the rest of Gaga to say that. Because I feel like this was like a really strange opinion to have, but I listened to the album all the way through, and I was like, first of all, friendly reminder, this woman has range, like Jesus.
Oh no, definitely.
Like, as much as I made fun of her like singing in accents, it works. That's why she did it. Like,
it works sometimes.
It, like whenever she changes the cadence and quality of like how she's singing, like she's very effective at how she does that. So like, it's like kind of cringy in hindsight. It's like, well, it sounded kind of nice, but sometimes it didn't work. Yeah, I don't know. But but I was like, wow, she has so much range. This explains everything she did after this. It's like, I kind of wish I had listened to this in like 2012. Then I would have like been able to be like, oh yeah, that's why Star is Born happens. It felt so predictive.
I see.
And now there's nothing else I can say.
Eh.
Yeah.
Next track is Beautiful Dirty Rich, which I really enjoy. It's not one of my favorites on the album, but I think, again, her vocals really carry the track, and like the bang bang into the chorus, I love. It just works super well.
I get what you're saying, but also, I don't know. I think here, she does this, like, I almost want to say, like, 1930s radio voice. And it doesn't entirely work for me. I'm just kind of like, okay, we're here, I guess.
Yeah, for me, the bridge kind of kills this track, where she's like, a bang, bang, bang. It's so, it's so, like, odd. And like offbeat, I'm just like, what are you doing?
I was so midline about this track, I couldn't decide. I was like, it sure is music.
Yeah. I think I'm like into it until she's like, but we got no money, and I'm just like, okay, bye. I'm done here.
Like I listened to the first like minute of this track, and after that I'm like, okay, that's moving on.
Mm-hmm.
To The Fame. Ooh. I actually really like The Fame. I think this track's really good.
I like the choruses. I'm not too big on the guitar line throughout the track.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like it's kind of overpowering, and I don't feel like it works that well with her vocals. But like the chorus is fantastic on this track.
It's a very powerful chorus, which is very nice.
Yeah, it does kind of go really hard.
This is one of the ones lyrically where, like, okay, I remember early in Gaga's career, and like it kind of never died. Truly, people were like, "You're really taking a lot from Madonna, aren't you?" And I mean, I don't know. You decide. But this was one I like listened to this, and I was just like, "Material Girl." I don't know.
Oh, this is so different from Material Girl. I feel like
musically, yeah. Lyrically, I was like, and then I was like, maybe that's not fair. There's so many songs that are about this, but I was
there's so many other Madonna songs you could compare it to. I feel like, but
yeah, she definitely. I think she definitely takes inspiration from Madonna, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was like the other on this track was Paper Gangster, and I can't tell you what Madonna song it reminds me of, but I was just like, Madonna. Anyway, but
hello.
Are you back? Wait, does anyone remember Madonna's like kind of cringy like God Control song? Did anyone listen to that?
No. There's a lot of really cringy Madonna songs.
Yeah.
Guys, this was like last year. She made a song about gun control called God Control.
And yes. Oh, her fucking.
It's off of Madam X, right?
Yeah, her like reggaeton album that was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I hate
People
that album
were like,
so much.
The music video, I think, full ass got in trouble. They were like, "This is very insensitive, Gaga." No, not Gaga. Ready, it's lip. Madonna. And I watched it. I was like, "This is pretty awful." Yeah, this is not how you handle an issue.
No, yeah.
But
all of Madonna's stuff for the past while, honestly, not it. Especially Madam X. Madam X is especially not it. Would not recommend.
Let's not forget American Life, the album that was marketed as being anti-Iraq war, and then wasn't at all.
What album? What album was hung up on? Was that late Madonna or is that earlier Madonna?
No.
I have still a little Madonna under my belt.
I just know like Material Girl, Like a Prayer.
Right, that's all.
And Hung Up.
Oh,
I know Express Yourself too.
Oh yeah.
Hung Up is off of Confessions on the Dance Floor, which is her 2005 record.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, if that was the anti-Iraq album, then I understand, but Hung Up is a bop. Anyway.
I think Madonna's still trying to approach social issues the way she did in the 70s, which like worked in the 70s.
She approached social issues in the 70s? What?
Like, I think she started, I'm pretty sure she started in the 70s, like late 70s, and then she like became the blonde bombshell in the 80s.
Her early music doesn't, I feel,
her first album was
approaches
1983.
Oh, yeah, JK.
Starting in the 80s. She's like very 80s.
Madonna, I'm so sorry. I just accused you of being like a decade older than you are. Please don't hunt me down. Oh, crap. Like a Prayer was 1989. I'm so wrong.
She's been around she has made music for a while, so I wouldn't blame you.
I'm kind of surprised people were okay with Like a Prayer in 89, but whatever.
I don't think they were, but...
Really? Has she never been able to get this right?
Well, no, I feel like Christian religious groups didn't like a Prayer. I'm assuming.
I mean, yeah. But I meant like the rest of the world. Oh,
yeah,
no.
everybody else
I have
did,
no
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, cool.
Who cares what the Christian religious groups think? We're listening to Madonna.
And Lady
Anyways.
Gaga.
And,
You really
and
said,
Lady
anyway,
Gaga.
Black Jesus.
Let's
Damn.
bring it back.
They're really gonna be up in arms about this.
Alright, Money Honey.
Money, honey.
Honey, money.
It's a fun enough track.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's nice.
It's pretty enjoyable. Not like the best, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a decent track. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Starstruck.
I really like Star Trek.
It's got Flo Rida.
Oh, it does have I forgot about that. Everything but Flo Rida is like great on this track, and then Flo Rida comes in, and honestly, he's not that terrible. Like he didn't like get in the way of my enjoyment at all. Which he usually does, but like he was honestly okay on this track. I didn't mind him. It would have been better if he wasn't on this track, but
I think he's fine. The chorus is like really what makes this track.
yeah, definitely. The chorus is really fantastic.
And the bridge. I think the bridge is fun.
Yeah.
All right. Me personally, these next 6 tracks are all really okay to me. So if there's any like standouts you guys want to mention,
I really like Boys, Boys, Boys. I think it got a catchy ass chorus. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Got a really fun chorus. I enjoy the verses. So like remember what these songs sound like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. At about between Money Honey and Boys Boys Boys, every song blurred into one. I forgot.
Quite
I
literally,
listened
the
twice
only
and
song
I
between
forgot.
Money Money and Boys 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 is Starstruck Jade.
No, I Lindsay, I meant sometime at that point. The rest of the album is a blur.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I deleted Starstruck from my head.
I like Boys Boys Boys. I'm sometimes just like lyrically, it's a little weird, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, doesn't she have a rhyme with eggs?
Yeah, well, she's like, I love it when you make me eggs. Or something.
Wait, I found it.
In the morning,
I love it when you guys. I love it when you call me legs in the morning. Buy me eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
This
is why you just don't care about what the lyrics say.
She's a simple woman. I will never stop doing that. I care so deeply about this lyric. Did we lose Brendan?
No, I'm
Oh
here.
no, he's left. Cool.
Yeah, I can just disappear like that, right? Hide. Yeah, I know. Lots of these tracks are like really okay. I personally, I guess like Summer Boy, I kind of also like dislike that track. Like that one's actively bad in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like Summer Boy.
Oh wow, look who has a
really
bad
fun.
opinion.
It's like a nice, fun, like airy sounding, like pop song. I don't know. I think it works well, especially with again Gaga's vocal performance that carries the track.
I cannot for the life of me remember how Summer Boy goes.
Right?
Oops.
Starting to see why the certain songs made the radio. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and the ones that made the radio are like really, really catchy.
Yeah. I really like Paper Gangsta. I think just the chorus and the piano are really fun. But I'm also like, I understand why this didn't like hop off the charts.
Yeah, I definitely think the chorus is really fun, and there's definitely a lot of personality on this track. I do think piano is like maybe a bit much after a while, but
that's fair.
I do also want to mention Brown Eyes, which I really don't like.
I don't like Brown Eyes either.
Yeah,
Cool, neither did I.
Yeah.
probably my least favorite track on just the Fame, I guess.
I think I don't want to diss Lady Gaga because I love her, but I do feel like she was like off key or something during the chorus. I don't know.
The only comment I wrote for this one was second worst song about brown eyes. It's like,
What's the first?
That's all I got.
Wait, but what's the first worst song about brown eyes?
I beg you to guess.
Brown Eyed Girl by Van Morrison?
It's the only other song I know about Brown Eyes.
Yeah. Dude, leave in the comments any other songs about brown eyes. The brown eyes don't get enough representation. Do it for them.
Oh my god.
None of this Ocean Eyes bullshit. Come on.
Yes, thank you. Ocean Eyes sucks. Okay.
Blue Eyes, embarrassing.
Cringe, honestly.
Except yours. Except yours, Lindsay. I could look into your eyes all day.
Oh my god.
Well, after that heartwarming display of affection, do you guys have like any closing things you want to say about like the album as a whole, or
I just want to mention I also I like it rough, which I think is a very fun track.
I like you rough. Okay.
Ooh.
And after that heartwarming display of affection.
I also want to mention the closer, Disco Heaven. I think is pretty solid. Kind of a little bit weird as a closer, but I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I get why. I think she did good on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo.
I guess I'll go first. I'll talk about this, give it a score. So, like, just the Fame itself, I enjoy quite a bit. Like, it's a pretty fun album. The EP that's stitched onto it and leads it off kind of sours the whole listening experience for me. Overall, there are like still some really good tracks here, some really fun songs, but there's also a lot of not really that memorable stuff. Like we said, a lot of it starts to blur together, and some of these tracks are like kind of not really great. So overall, I'm at like a 6, I'd say, on this album. Cool. Take it away.
I'll go, I guess.
Yes.
So, as someone who's like not really a fan of Lady Gaga, but was around in 2012, so therefore knows, I was surprised to hear it all the way through. It was definitely, I was definitely just, I heard a lot of her like vocal range, and again, it felt very predictive. Like, of the songs that like hit the charts back when this album came out, like a lot of the things that she was able to do then that she's shown since were on this album. I just never saw them. That being said, what hit the chart, like what was on the radio for 4 years and what wasn't, clear divide, like very clear. My only exceptions are Teeth and Love Game, and I feel like that's very personal. But and I truly kind of did feel like I didn't ever hear the last third of the album. It just, no matter how hard I tried, none of those songs were distinguishable to me. But she had so many iconic songs just come off this album, and even the Deluxe Edition. Like, it's hard to be too critical because what an amazing way to start, regardless. So, but that being said, almost every other song that I hadn't heard before, I could have got my whole life without hearing. Like, not gonna lie. So, I'm gonna 6.5, maybe a 7, but I kind of feel a 6.5.
All right. Joe, you want?
I'll go next. So I had listened to just the Fame previously, and I love the Fame. I I certainly think that the singles are definitely better than the deep cuts on the album, but I also really enjoy a lot of the deep cuts on just the Fame. I'm actually gonna rate the two albums separately. Because the Fame I'd give like an 8 out of 10. I really love the Fame, but the Fame Monster overall, I think the first EP does drag it down a bit for me. I'd probably give it like a 7 to a 7.5 around there for everything in total. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. I will say, I feel like when I was re-listening to this, I got like a lot of nostalgia that I feel like I didn't remember for a while. I don't know how to explain it. But I actually really like the deluxe version and the original album. I think the like songs that are not great are like, they're not horrendous. I'm just kind of like not super in love, but I feel like I could throw on like a song and still have like maybe not pay too much attention to it and have a good time. I will say like Bad Romance, Poker Face, and Paparazzi hit so hard for me that it kind of like is hard for me to say that this is a bad album. Not that anyone's saying that, but I would probably give it an 8/10, which is generous, but that's where my heart is at emotionally.
All right, I like it. Cool. Thanks for recommending this album. It's an interesting listen, definitely. A trip down memory lane.
Yeah, like definitely a throwback.
Yeah. I guess we can move on to Jennifer's Body, and I don't know if we'll actually get into this stuff, but I just want to say as like a content warning, we may be talking about like rape and sexual assault and abuse, so just a warning to anybody listening. Yeah, Jennifer's Body. I don't want you to think Jennifer's Body is all like that. It's just there's definitely things you can interpret that way.
Yes.
So,
Does
anybody
someone
want to
want
start
to
talking about
introduce-
Jennifer's Body? What?
Someone want to introduce the film?
Oh, yeah.
Or summarize it for people who are unaware. Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. I'll summarize it because I'm the best at summarizing things,
Oh God.
as evidenced by
believe in
all
you.
my previous summaries. All
Go
right.
off.
We so don't believe in you.
Megan Fox and this other girl are friends.
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah. her-
She's in Mean Girls.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
But she's not Megan Fox, so like whatever. Sorry
Literally,
to
the
her.
only person I
But
know
like,
from this movie is
She's
Megan
in
Fox
Mamma
and
Mia,
J.K.
how
Simmons
dare
and
you.
Chris Pratt.
here we go again.
Chris Pratt in there for literally one scene.
Literally, he has one line, and
then-
Megan Fox touches his balls.
Okay, I'm gonna save my comments for when we actually get into it, but
Feel free to hop in if you want.
no, I think we should do the summary first.
All right.
That seems
No, that
important.
was it.
Okay.
But Megan Fox and her friend, they go to a show, and Megan Fox gets abducted and sacrificed to Satan, but she's not a virgin, so she turns into a succubus and starts eating men around town. And her friend, whose name is Needy, is like, hey, that's not cool, and it kills her. And that's pretty much it. There's a couple hijinks along the way, but
You forgot the
overall.
part where Needy's boyfriend gets killed, but she doesn't she cares. But she also like made out with Megan Fox, so it's probably fine.
No, she screamed no like 3 times.
That's true.
She really tries to show emotion, I think. So.
She holds the body of her boyfriend with a horrible haircut. That's
Oh
important.
my god. Chip?
Oh yeah, I definitely. He needs a haircut bad. Like my God.
His two personality traits are Needy's boyfriend and emo haircut.
He also has a Bowflex.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
I
can take care of myself. I've been using the Bowflex. Fuck, this movie's so quotable.
This movie is so like 2000s. And
it is
so
very
hard to be
2000s.
Oh my god. All like the rock transitions. It's
like
man, straight up a sitcom.
I will say my least favorite aspect about the movie is probably the soundtrack.
Yes.
Do not enjoy it at all.
I like the Panic at the Disco chorus that plays for like 1 minute at a weird time.
Wait, Lindsay, I thought Through the Trees was the Panic song.
No, that's the Low Shoulder, whatever it is.
Low Shoulder's fake. I thought Panic at the Disco wrote Through the Cheat.
I don't know. No, Panic at the Disco did New Perspective, which is actually a good song. I like New Perspective. It's very 2000s, but whatever. Anyway, but they're like, you know, we're not going to play it during this like school moment when it would make sense because it's like, I want to live life through a new perspective. JK, Megan Fox is murdering men. No, they played near the climax where they're like dressing up for prom? Not prom? Homecoming? I don't know. I think what happened was they had a Panic at the Disco song. They didn't know where to use it, but they had to use it because there was Panic at the Disco, so they just threw it in there.
I guess. It's the way this movie, okay, the people who made this movie definitely don't seem to like actually understand like genres of music, and that like music is like kind of a big part of it. It's weird though.
I don't know, it did feel, at least Low Shoulder felt very 2000s to me.
Low Shoulder was very 2000s. Honestly, I kind of love Low Shoulder. The whole sacrifice scene I thought was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely. The guy who plays like the like head of Low Shoulder or whatever, he did a really great job at just being an absolute like psychopath, just having like no emotion at all.
Oh, but it's so weird how they utilize the band. I don't know how to explain it, but like they're like catalysts, but not like proper antagonists. They just I don't know. I feel like, okay, here's my thing is I think that the movie itself is fine. They just set things up and pay them off in really weird ways.
I think this movie was trying to be funny. And I think that is evidenced by things like the sacrifice scene where they all just start singing 8675309 and murder Jen and Megan Fox. Yeah. But like there are other times where the movie's like trying to be scary and it really fails. Like when Megan Fox like breaks into Needy's house for the first time, I'm pretty sure the movie's trying to be like a horror movie at that point, and it's just like it's out of nowhere. It's like 2 minutes into the movie.
Well, then they have that like image of her. Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, it's not 2 minutes in, it's like 20 minutes in.
I guess. It doesn't feel like anything's happened up to that point, though.
And that's fair.
There was a fire.
There was a fire.
There sure was.
Megan Fox
I actually kind of liked the bar scene. It was just like...
The bar scene was
such an intense... Okay, yeah, it was such an intense... Well, okay, the build-up before the fire, some of it I could have given or taken, but it like set up the town and it set up all these people who died and made you kind of care, so I was like, sure, like in hindsight. But also like the fire, I think that was an intense but like kind of cool way to start.
Yeah, but the way the like bar scene is set up, it makes you think that those guys that are all hitting on Megan Fox are going to be the ones to die. Like that's my thing with the whole Chris Pratt officer thing. Like I thought he was going to be more important later, but no, he's just like
he's never shows up.
Yeah, and Megan Fox is like, oh, like, I have an in with the police. I'm fucking a cadet. And it's like, do they really care? Like...
Yeah. Chris was weird, but every other guy they point out does have, like, more moments. Like, the guy who, like, is on the track team, or, no, football team. Oops.
Well, yeah, like,
yeah.
he dies, and then she, like, best friend.
An exchange student, but she just eat. Which was like problematic or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's just weird because like the best example I can think of is like how they introduced Chris Pratt versus how they introduced the emo kid, who like gets introduced after the fire. Which, like, okay, I'm gonna go off on film conventions for a hot second, but like, if you want to properly establish it, you would establish the emo boy before the fire. And like instead, he just kind of like, I don't know. He just shows up, says hi to Needy, and then later he like randomly asks out Jennifer, which I can't really tell if that's like because she's so like hot now that he like prefers her over Needy, or if he like always was in love with her. And then I don't know, he just had a weird role. I feel like Chris Pratt should have showed up again and then gotten eaten instead of the emo boy, but that's just me.
I get that. I was actually really sad when Colin is his name. I was really sad when Colin got eaten. I liked Colin, honestly.
I know.
Dude had a fucking fit going. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he has vibe, and his like
very
character.
likable.
He was.
Yeah.
His character could have been way more important. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
He was a really likable emo, and like, I know like part of the point was that like as time went on, people were more like jaded towards like death in general. But like after Colin dies, there's just no like, oh, bye Colin, like
Well,
nothing.
it's like told to us through exposition. It's not like shown. They're just like, oh, we're all so sad the first 7 seconds. Like, whatever. And then like no one really talks about. It's just weird. I don't know. Some of the like moments are not super subtexty. I don't know.
Yeah. I just want to come out and say I don't feel like this movie was made by competent filmmakers. I don't know. That's just like how it feels a lot of the time.
Damn, that's cuts deep.
I don't know. I feel like most of the technical elements of the movie seem fine generally. Like there's nothing amazing, but I wouldn't say like there's ever a point where I was weirded out by like the cinematography or anything like that.
I don't think it's bad, and I don't think it's like it has interesting concepts. I think, but it just I think it just is not the setup and like kind of what I said before, the setup and payoff, like how it wants you to read those themes is very on the nose.
The story and pacing is really what gets me.
Yeah.
As far as because the movie feels so all over the place.
Yeah, well, here's a question. Have you seen Heathers, either of you?
Yes, I have. I love Heathers.
Yeah, I think it's definitely... I think it was trying to go for, like, a supernatural Heathers, in that it's, like, horror and darkness, but it's also mixed with, like, teenage wittiness. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm going for.
It's going for, like, a high school dark comedy.
Yeah, and, like, the last act is supposed to be the like super serious like grappling of themes, but it just doesn't quite get there, and I don't know if it's because it was trying too hard to be a 2000s film, or if they were trying to like, if they were towing the line of comedy and horror so much that they like didn't succeed in either. But it was trying something. I'll give it that.
It sure did. There's also like the writing. If you guys don't mind, I wrote down a couple quotes while I was watching it.
So did I.
I'd watched this with somebody, so I could have just laughed at it with the other person. I'm sorry. If you can't tell, I don't really like this movie. I think it's kind of funny bad, but there are definitely like some moments. The thing that made me start, like there have been quotables up to this point in the movie, but the thing that made me really start writing it down was when Megan Fox says, "You give me such a wetty."
Oh yeah.
I couldn't tell if that was like intentionally cringy or if that was just like, I don't know, weird teen.
Well, that's
shit.
the thing is,
I
like,
can't tell either.
I feel like Megan Fox's character really plays into like, I don't know, teenage girl tropes essentially, or like pretty girl tropes.
I think it's part of the point, but it is also just kind of like hard. It comes across as like inauthentic almost.
I kind of really fucked with it. Because I had a moment where, like, no, the first time she said jello instead of, like, jealous, I was just like, what are you? But then, like, as time went on, I was just like, so, were there any fleshed out characters in this story? I don't think so. Like,
The
maybe
best we
Needy,
get
but
is,
I kind
Needy,
of, like,
but...
did anyone give a shit about like,
No.
I don't, like, she has, like, an arc, but her arc is just being, it surrounds Jennifer, so, like, but
her arc is maybe
so there are, like,
lesbianism. Sorry, continue.
It could have been.
It could have
Anyway.
been. I think that's the
Her
thing.
arc is
It toes the
clearly-
line very hard. Like, it never goes in one direction. All right, continue.
Let's acknowledge that was queer baiting to the max. Like, fuck.
Damn.
No, and we know because we both fell for it. We were just like, yay, they're lesbians now. Then the movie continued, and we were like, oh.
And then they kill the
Anyway.
boyfriend and make it really sad, and you're just like, God damn it.
I was like...
And no, and you and I were both like, oh, we actually cared more. Oh, no, didn't one of us go like, so are they going to be together now? Like, we lost them after that moment. But
They were
anyway.
gearing up towards. She was like not super into her boyfriend. She like everyone was like, "Oh my god, you have such a crush on Jennifer," and then like she stabs her with a knife, and that's it.
All right, no, this is important because I wrote this one down. She pulls out a box cutter, an object that I'm pretty sure everybody knows what it is. Asks Jennifer, "Do you know what this is?" It's for cutting boxes.
Megan Fox is a dumb teenage girl. I guess you can not assume.
Or the main character says,
Yeah, Needy is like, it's for
No,
cutting
but like,
boxes.
Megan would need explaining.
I don't know. Is that supposed to be a threat? It's like, hi, I have this thing that is cutting for boxes, and now it will cut you.
What? Oh my, okay, so what fascinated me is I was like the writing, it was weird. And it never stopped being weird, but it hit a point where I was like, if I accept this, I'll have fun, so I did, and I did have so much fun. But they leaned into everyone being a trope and just leaned completely into that. And I think, at the very least, I was grateful they did that, specifically for Jennifer, but for, like, everyone. Because if they had tried to flesh out anyone, I think I wouldn't be able to see it as like, I want to say campy, but I feel like earlier you said it's not campy, and you can talk about that in a second. But like, I would have seen it as like cheesy and like fun horror slasher, like fun gory, if anyone had been fleshed out at all. And I mega appreciated how much Jennifer was a trope, because I feel like, especially for so much that happens in the movie, including the bad shit she does, but also everything that happens to her as a character, if she had been real at all, it would have been like very visceral and upsetting. But because she's so flat, and also because Megan does such a good job of acting in this movie, in my opinion.
Oh no,
Like, she
had a
delivers
fun
all these
time.
lines.
Yeah,
She said all of that with her, like, oh, Megan had so much fun. My theory is this is how she got her feminism after Transformers. Anyway.
That totally tracks.
This is, I think, the second time I've said some shit like this here. Because I also said that about Dakota Johnson in Suspiria. Anyway. Sometimes actresses just need their feminism back after it's snatched by a man director.
wasn't she was kicked out of Transformers because she was like, I don't want to wear these outfits anymore.
She got the job by washing his fucking car. He was like, go outside and wash my car.
Oh my god.
That
She
man
was
is
like 15 at the time too, wasn't she? Or am I making that up?
It was 2007.
I hope not either. Okay.
She was definitely.
I
I hope she was 24 and liked washing cars. That's what I hope. Anyway, like, probably not. Oh, Megan. I could talk about Megan later, but I really appreciated they did that, because I feel like if they made her real at all, a lot of that would have been very upsetting and jarring. And so I think they actually did a good job in that realm of like keeping that so that it could just remain cheesy all the way through.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird, because if this movie was trying to be more serious, it it starts to deal with like some very difficult topics, like I said earlier, because like the sacrifice scene is definitely can be interpreted as a metaphor for the band raping Megan Fox, but because it's played off as so like lighthearted and not serious, I don't think that's how it was intended at all.
Well, here's my thing about it, because okay, full disclosure, I had never seen the movie prior to watching it, but I did know the general plot. And I thought the sacrificial scene happened earlier.
Yeah.
I didn't realize her being like a succubus was meant to be a whole reveal. So I was like thinking about it, and I was like, would the movie have maybe played a little better if the sacrificial scene happened after she got taken in the van? Because it ruins the reveal, but it gives the like. I feel like it would have made it better because you can now like see this. Instead, I don't know. I just feel like making it a twist seemed really weird because, like, she's going around murdering like guys by, being sexual, and like I don't know. I feel like making it not a reveal would have felt like the reclamation of her sexuality a bit better.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because when the twist is revealed, it's like I feel like the viewer already knew. I feel like Needy already should have known.
Yeah, and it's also revealed in just her being like, yeah, I went to the library and I saw some things about succubi. Guys, I think she's a succubus. And like, I don't know, that's just it's just like, okay, we've been new.
It's very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It feels like you could have taken that scene out of the film and it wouldn't have mattered. Like, the only thing I guess she gains from it is like knowledge that she can of how to kill her, but like that's basically it. And I feel like you could like that could be implied basically.
Are you talking about the library scene?
Yeah, and it's like you can kill a demon when they're hungry, and it's like no, duh. I could have figured that out on my own.
I mean, she was because like she already, Megan Fox already talked about like how when she's fed, like, she's basically invincible, so...
Yeah. I think, I agree, it could have just been taken out, because I think the kind of way she summarizes it to Chip is actually kind of funny, where she's just like, well, I went to the library, occult section, he's like, there's an occult section, and she's like, it's small. Like, I think that would have been funny enough. Like, it's trophy. Yeah. It's like, I think that could have been good for it. So what do you say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think in the library scene they had to have like her telling Chip and Chip being like, nah, you're like, I don't think that's real, and then he dies, so it makes the irony of it all worse, but it's like, I don't know, they could have played it better. They could have had him be like, hey, are you in love with Jennifer or not? And then like, that could have been the reason they broke up, instead of her being like, oh, it's not safe for us to be together, because that's,
Because, okay, she also didn't talk about how she assumed that to be true. Like, we don't get, or maybe I just missed it, but we don't get until the climax that, like, Needy has picked up on Jennifer wanting specifically, like, to fuck with Needy.
Well, doesn't Jennifer, because I think that's implied, because Jennifer, like, rejects Colin, the emo boy, until Needy is like, yeah, I think he's a nice guy, and then she, like, goes up to him and is like, yo, like, let's go fuck at your place. Then, like...
Oh, I didn't think she realized that.
Needy doesn't get it at that point, though.
Well, she doesn't get it at that point, but then she's like, oh, my best friend is, like, a succubus. And then she, like, Jennifer is like, yeah, Chip's looking kind of cute to me recently, like...
Yeah, that happened throughout quite a bit of the movie. There's, like, multiple times that happens.
Like, I think Needy just, like, doesn't pick up on the fact that Jennifer is fucking with her until pretty much until Chip gets fucking murdered, pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good job, Chip. Get it? Because he's a chip. He's a little snack.
Oh,
yeah.
Yummy.
Yummy. I don't know when I want to say this, but can I just throw in my favorite line of the fucking movie?
Oh my god, there's so many good ones.
Yes, but I know this one's my favorite because it has everything I want. After Chip stabs Jennifer, and she just goes, "Does anyone have a tampon?" Thought I'd ask. And crawled out the window.
That's a good one.
That was feminist.
You seem like you might be plugging that line.
Yeah. Just figured you might be plugging. Goes.
Just
like
people don't.
I appreciate that because they didn't let up. Like fuck.
There's a lot of really quotable bad lines in this movie. There's also some that are really not aged well. They say the word retard more than once, and they say sped and stuff. It's like, ugh, these. I don't even think these were okay in the late 2000s, but it was a different time, only 10 short years ago. So
it's to show how edgy they are, you know?
Yeah. They say words like salty for hot. Nobody did that, right? I'm not, I wasn't cool back in 2009, but I'm pretty sure.
I 100% thought that was a semen joke.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? People didn't use the word salty, though.
Oh my god.
I definitely think that was a semen joke. I don't know how else to say this.
Oh. I didn't even pick up on that, if it is.
Maybe not. Maybe they're like, we just need a term. But I was just like, that's what she say. But yeah, no, she doesn't let up. The entire movie doesn't fucking let up.
No.
But
there are some good lines. I like the one where Chip is like, "Did you get the model of the spooky car?" And then Needy is like, "I don't know, an '89 rapist." I think that's a classic.
That's a pretty good one.
I think once in a while it hits the mark.
I think my favorite just one-off joke is Colin asks Jennifer to go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and she's like, no thanks, I don't like boxing movies.
But after that, she's like, I have awkward meaning. A woman turns to half sushi, IDK. That's so fucking stupid, but it was just the movie never lets up.
Doesn't.
And I can't help but really enjoy. You're killing people. No, I'm killing boys. I think that's the thesis of the movie. Not gonna lie.
No, the thesis of the movie is Hell is a Teenage Girl.
Yeah, you know what? It's both of those.
There you go.
I've told it, Lindsay. I really appreciated Nice Hardware Ace. It was so simple, but so
Nice Hardware
that was
Ace.
Good. Oh, I meant to bring this up earlier, but about the horror aspect, the first scene, you have the Jennifer's unhinged jaw, and that's kind of spooky. It's a 2-second shot, so it doesn't really matter. But then in the second killing scene, you just have the weird silhouette of Jennifer's body and her title drop. But she's what is she even doing to Colin? I don't remember. I just remember you and I. Oh yeah, she's just fucking ripping him out, but it looks like weird CGI, and her skeletal ribs are there.
Okay, yeah, I was just like, oh my god, that waist. I hope it's not real. I kept saying that to you. But someone Google her silhouette and just be like, oh no, I hope not. But okay, I agree. The order of that was kind of weird. I agree. They started with a lot of horror and then stopped, and yeah. I don't know about that. I kind of like that moment a little bit, just because it was hokey as fuck. The music playing and everything. But it had a weird lead-in with all the shit she was saying to him right before.
Well, I think it kept having those beats of weird, creepy, sexy, because it's the first one was the animals in the woods, and she's like, let them watch, and then she eats him. And then the deer eats him or whatever. And then the second, I forget what she does in the second one, but she's like, I took you to this abandoned house. Isn't that sexy? It's that kind of.
Yeah, she's like,
yeah, so
this is our
sex
house.
And death.
Yeah. We can play mommy and daddy. Sorry, go on.
Oh my gosh. She's like, we can play mom and dad like we used to. Or no, she goes, we can play boyfriend and girlfriend like we used to later. Needy. I was like,
oh that's right. Yeah.
So much coordinating. 2009. I don't know. But overall, I liked how they like married sex and death in this movie. I think it was effective, like pretty consistently, as much as it was like hokey. And I'm not gonna lie, I think for it to have worked as well as it did, it had to be hokey as fuck. I especially liked Karyn's scene just because they leaned into like a lot of the visual with that. Like she's doggy style. Like like it's a very where they're like, as much as like you know what's going on, there's like this like maybe sex music of 2009 soundtrack playing, and you see Jennifer's like beautiful silhouette. Like I liked that moment for like what it entailed.
They also like intercut it, right, with Needy and Chip having sex.
Yeah.
Right.
They do, which I
go
loved.
back and forth.
I think it's good. I think they could have like picked up the pacing in that because it is like they did like. I felt like they had Needy and Chip like just making out a little, and then they cut to like Jennifer just slicing Colin in half, and then they cut back to them like lightly having. I don't know, but I do agree with what you're saying overall.
I think I almost don't know how to unpack parts of the moment because like there were some things about it that really intrigued me, which included that they took the time to show them like putting on a condom and like struggling with that. I was like, maybe this is comedy, but maybe it's something really fucking interesting. Like, and I can't tell you right now, but and then also how by the end, like her like sex experience with Needy and Chip is like a horror moment because she sees Colin's body and freaks out, and Chip is immediately like very responsive to her and is just like, "Are you okay?" Well, it's actually played for laughs, but he's like, "Did I hurt you?" But like he looks excited. But like, so like. Elements of it, I'm like, I don't know if this is like 2009 comedy, and I don't know if this is like speaking to something really big. Like,
well, because they juxtaposed it in a really like they didn't pick a direction, which I think is my common complaint. They didn't pick they just kind of tried to play it both ways, and it doesn't entirely work.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Where like there are times when a movie is like definitely trying to be funny, and sometimes it succeeds, and there are times where you don't know if it's trying to be funny or serious, but I'd probably just take it funny. It's kind of odd. Because we seem to be sort of wrapping up in a moment here, I just want to say one thing. Why does J.K. Simmons have this like weird accent that isn't from anywhere?
And the robot arm. Don't forget the fucking robot arm.
Just like a fucking claw arm.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's hilarious, and I love J.K. Simmons' character. But it's just like, what?
Oh my god!
I love the moment where he turns. Are you gonna say it?
I don't know if it's the same moment, but it's when the football captain's being eaten. And he's just like, let it out.
That's what I was gonna say. I loved that.
I also want to mention the way the football captain is like introduced or on the field.
Yeah,
is like really weird, but like, well, I actually like the shot, but it's
I hate the music that's playing during that shot, but I like the shot.
It's weird because it's such it's a very weird contrast in tones, which actually I think kind of works. It's like the one point when I think that music actually works, because like it's so jarring to have like deathcore playing while it zooms into a grieving like high school student.
Okay, yeah, I get that. And then part of my thing, like with the music throughout this entire movie, is that there are sometimes scenes that could be like really impactful, and they just have this like shitty 2000s rock playing over it, and it's like,
I agree for a lot of that. The only time I was like, okay, was I fucking hate or like. I hated Through the Trees, which is why I find it so funny. I thought that was the Panic song. But, like, when a moment was happening and that shitty song played, it made sense. Like, things would be, like, intense, and then it's just this dumbass, like, low-shoulder bullshit. But I agree with, like, other moments. It's just out of nowhere and, like, not helpful.
this is not relevant to the music thing. I just want to say I like the moment. I think it's at the very end where Needy is like hitchhiking to go murder Low Shoulder, and it's like the final shot. It's of the not the, the like highway symbol Low Shoulder. I think that's really funny. That's all.
I like that.
Yeah. I see.
It's stupid, but it's clever. Yes. Yeah, no, but it was really funny.
All right.
Did it explain to me why this band was called Low Shoulder? Yeah.
I do want to also mention that I will admit that the Low Shoulder music also works. Like, I don't think it's good, but it works for, like, in context.
Low Shoulder is supposed to be.
Yeah, the look of the band was also very generic, alt 2000s band. So I think they hit that really well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do, before we... Or I don't know if you're going to wrap up yet.
No, go for it.
I want to ask how people felt about the ending, including the credits.
The credits part?
Or the pre-credits.
It feels kind of weird, I guess, because, like, I don't mind the ending, but it's kind of... It feels weird that it wasn't Jennifer who gets, like, revenge by killing the band.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think the credits on their own, they're, like, funny and they're whatever, they're good. But I am also, like, Low Shoulder did feel like they should have been the climactic antagonist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely agree.
It's kind of hard to tell why Needy goes from, like, she kills Jennifer and then she, like, I get she becomes a demon because of the biting thing, but then she, like, I don't get why she, like, is, like, becomes like Jennifer, quote unquote.
I don't think she becomes like Jennifer. She gets, like, the demon's powers. She doesn't hold, like, the demon or whatever.
That's fair, but she still does go and murder men.
No, I think she does have to eat people because she's not eating the food in the prison.
Oh, that's true.
I guess that's true. Although it's like it's weird because they don't show any of the guys in the band having been eaten or anything.
Yeah,
just seems like
it's stabbed.
Yeah.
It is funny though that the fangirls like run into the room and then start screaming. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I think you did, or I'm not gonna speak for you. I loved the photo and like I did like the photo montage.
Oh, I wish that was actually
and the girls
acted out. I wanted to see like gruesome murders, and it's just like, oh, I just get pictures.
Yeah.
As someone who loves gore, I was just like, show me more. I wanted to see like gorier photos, but like, I was like, I like that you did this.
Isn't there? I don't know if the photos are edited, but there is an unrated cut of the movie. I don't know what it adds, but.
I'd want to know, but I'm very on the fence about the ending because, and you guys brought up a good point because I was like, oh, she's not the demon, but she wasn't eating the food in the thing, but also like there was no like gore, so I don't know. I feel like things change if she did get the demon, but I don't know if she did.
Well, she definitely got powers at the very least.
Yeah, she got power for sure, but like, I don't know if she has a man-eating demon inside her and goes and kills Low Shoulder, that's very different than if she didn't. That was simply a revenge quest that she did,
Which is kind of fun in its own right, because it's like the whole thing about the whole movie's about this complicated friendship, and it's like even though she kills Jennifer, she like loves Jennifer enough to enact revenge. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, and so I read it that way, and I was like, I like that. But if you realize her having a demon in it, I think that undercuts it. Like I think she did.
Oh, definitely.
But like I really do like that they got murdered in the end. As much as I kind of wanted them to be the primary antagonist, I feel like it made sense that they weren't, as far as some of like the thematic things that you could like take from that.
That's fair. I just feel like they were underutilized.
People who like victimize you aren't always the ones that you like. As far as like this message of just like what it means to be toxic and abusive to people, like the people who victimize you aren't the ones you target. It's like completely benign people that are suffering, which is what she consistently does. So I think for the audience we needed to like see Low Shoulder get killed, so it was nice, but I understood why Jennifer did it. because like that's not how her embodying toxic traits would work anyway.
De-embodying. Get it?
Jennifer's embodiment of toxic.
Damn. I get what you're saying. I think I would agree with that more if that scene with Low Shoulder killing Jennifer happened earlier. I think the way where it happens makes it feel like they're revealed as the main antagonist. So it's like you kind of expect it, and it's, I don't know. But I do like what you're saying. I think it's interesting.
Yeah. I agree, the chronology of this movie fucking sucks to me. Like, as much as I liked like the bar scene at the beginning, if you're gonna start there, don't have a slow burn for 2 hours.
Also, like, the Low Shoulder is so obviously evil in that scene. So it's like...
Yeah, like, there was no mystery, really. Like, I don't know. But whatever.
Alright, wrapping up, I guess I'll go first. I don't know if... We've just talked a lot. I have no idea how anybody else is like feeling positive or negatively on this movie. So it's gonna be interesting. Me personally, I don't think this movie is like a good movie. I think it's fun to laugh at. The deeper themes are a bit muddled, I think, at the end of the day, and overall just the pacing story of the movie doesn't really hit. If you want like a not half, you want a not half bad 2 hours and just like laugh at a movie, there's some very quotable lines, there's some funny moments. But overall, like I said, it's not really a very good movie. So I'm at like a 3 out of 10 on this movie. Anybody else wanna?
I'll go next, I guess. So, I'm a slut for horror, and I guess that's a bit more literal when it comes to this movie. Thank you, Lindsay. That being said, I didn't get the horror elements I want, but taking this not necessarily as a horror movie, it was actually kind of difficult to pinpoint what I was supposed to take it at from the get-go. I eventually embraced it as just really cheesy, and in enjoying it in that way, it was enjoyable through and through, but it did take a minute to get there. The movie doesn't prepare you for interpreting it in that way. Like I said a minute ago, I thought the chronology sucked. As much as I liked a lot of individual scenes, I think the pacing of them and where they fell was pretty awful. And as much as I really think I wanted to enjoy the thematic content, and I did, I think, Lindsay, you're right in that a lot of it wasn't executed as well as it could have been. And I think it wasn't the campiness and cheesiness that took away from their ability to do the theme. I think it was their inability to pinpoint exactly what they wanted to say, or maybe even, I got the sense they were scared to say some of the things they wanted to say in the movie. But, and with all that being said, I didn't get the gore I wanted, but I got so many lines I never knew I wanted, but I do. I thought, as someone who is very complacent on acting, I thought the acting, specifically Megan Fox's acting, was pretty stellar, given how crazy this movie is. But that's kind of all I give it real credit for. So, with that, I'm giving it like a 5. I wanted it to be better.
I guess I'll go next. This movie is very conflicting for me. I really wish it played way more into the more campy elements of it and embraced that a lot more. I feel like, especially a lot of the high school scenes, I just find to be very boring and not very engaging. Whereas the more ridiculous it got, the more entertained I was. And I definitely feel like that brings the movie down. I didn't hate it or anything. I think there's a good amount to get out of it, but it's not like a go-to movie or anything. I'd give it like a 5, maybe a 6. It's probably more a 5.
I'm kind of feeling the same wavelength. I think it maybe tried to be campy, but it wasn't. It was definitely more cheesy. Campy is very intentional in its comedic tone. It's hard to explain camp, but this wasn't it. I think it just kind of like I've been harping on. It didn't know what it wanted to do. It tried to be everything. So in doing that, it had some stuff that you can like kind of sink your teeth into, like thematically. Like just in terms of feminism and like female friendships and stuff, like there's enough of it there to be somewhat dramatic that people can like read into it. And I will say, I just wanted to highlight this. The scene of like Jennifer preparing for the prom and she's like crying and putting makeup on, I thought that was a good moment. But the movie like never has anything quite like that before or after. So it's just very middling in all aspects, which means some stuff kind of hits, but it's not set up or established well in any point. So all this to say, I'd give it a 5 out of 10 in that it's like it throws enough things at the wall that sometimes it hits some stuff, but it never fully hits. Do want to commend Megan Fox. I think she had a lot of fun doing this movie, and sometimes you can't. That's all you can ask for.
That's all I want for her. I just want the best.
I just want her to be happy, and if she needs to like be killing men while doing that, then I'll let her be happy.
If she needs to date Machine Gun Kelly for that, then okay.
Is she dating Machine Gun Kelly?
She sure is.
Well, damn.
No.
I know. Right? I don't know.
Go off, I guess, Queen. If you want to do that, go for it. I don't know enough
Watch
about
the
him
music
to
video
have an
for
opinion.
Bloody Valentine. You just get to look at Megan Fox and then sometimes Machine.
He knows what his fans want.
He knows what he wants, and that's for Megan to step on his face. Okay.
And with that, we're done.
That's all I got for you.
So next episode, our album for next week, I think I'm gonna go with. I have to get the name of the album.
Oh.
We're gonna do An Awesome Wave by Alt J.
Okay.
I'm listening to them for a while.
Interesting. I don't know how you'll like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is gonna be interesting. I've listened to this record, so we'll see. The movie for next week, I think we're gonna do Citizen Kane. A little bit.
We're gonna do. That.
I'm sorry.
Well, what?
Ladies and gentlemen,
I can
Lindsay just gagged.
So that's not.
No, it's
I don't
fine.
know if that's like a film we should like
Talk
dive
about.
into.
If you want to go for it, no one's stopping you.
I mean,
Just go.
Like, I don't know if we can appropriately cover Citizen Kane.
I suppose that's fair.
Go for it. Like,
Go
no
for
one
it?
can stop you from living your dreams. Neither of you are in film school, correct?
No.
Go
We watch a
for
lot
it.
of movies though, so that's what makes it count, right?
You don't
No,
go to
the
film
answer
school. You
no
go to
was like-
films.
Yeah.
No, it is just, it's just the greatest movie alive, according to everyone at film school. Not true, but
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't trust anything from anyone at film school, except for you. You seem pretty cool.
oh my gosh.
This opinion has been devastated.
Wow.
Told you I'd bring the good one.
So, are we doing this again? You okay with that?
If you really want to, I'm cool with it.
I'm not
just feel
I'm
like
not
this is
attached. I'm not like.
Don't let me stop you.
Hmm.
Oh, I just said don't let me stop you.
Stopping us.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do something else.
Knowing what Citizen Kane is and it's the insane influence it has is like necessary to watch it in watching it. Like there's so much like to dive into with how it influenced film. So I just don't know if we're equipped to do that right now. But if you want to do Citizen Kane, we can do Citizen Kane.
Oh man, you're making me. I'll choose something that's not Citizen Kane.
That's why I don't like choosing super influential movies. Because it's like you have to go dive into the influence, or like you're doing the film a disservice.
Or you could absolutely not and approach it as two fuck asses.
Yeah, I feel like that's a unique perspective, honestly.
Two fuck asses? That works. I can do that.
It pays dividends. Be like, Rosebud, that's a lame word. Moving forward.
Rosebud, don't know her. Anyway. 0 out of 10.
Yes, no? Will you be my fellow fuck ass, or should I choose something else? Because I have a backup.
If you have a backup, I'd prefer to go with the backup. If we have, like... If we have Lindsay on again, or if we have Mike on, I'd be fine with doing Citizen Kane, because they could probably explain the background of it.
Okay. Next time.
But, yeah.
Lindsay, you gotta come back now. Okay, the backup is...
Lindsay, flip your hat.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't be saying shit. I have a director hat on.
No,
this
we will
is
be doing...
all the movie credentials I ever need.
Oh, look at that. You guys are matching.
Oh.
My friend's got this. Anyway.
Now, the movie we'll be doing instead, I think this movie's kind of very depressing. I've only read about it briefly, but it's very well received. It's The Spirit of the Beehive by director Victor Erice.
Okay. This will be interesting. I've never heard of this film before. So.
It's 1973 movie.
Wow.
It's on Criterion, so...
Okay, cool.
Oh, you are a film boy. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's going to be our show for this week. Do either of our guests have anything they want to close out with? Anything you want to say? Plug yourself? Whatever?
Do we want to plug We Never Left, Jade?
I have twice, but we could do it once more.
Okay.
We love We Never Left here.
Hey, viewers, listeners, whatever. Are you in the spooky mood? Do you like small town gothic mysteries? Listen to We Never Left. I almost said watch. Don't watch it. It's not a movie. It's an audio drama. It's on Spotify.
Sure is.
Yeah. I directed it and wrote it with Jade. You can't see my director's hat, but I have it.
Wrote it with Lindsay.
Wow.
It was a fun project, and not the last one. What? We'll get back to that later.
We will? I wasn't aware of
it. No, Lindsay, what were we doing 3 hours ago?
Oh, I thought you meant like a We Never Left too. That's not... I mean...
That could still happen. Don't say anything.
Never say never. Wink.
Never left again. Ooh.
Exactly.
We never left, except that one time we did.
We never left too. We came back.
We only sometimes leave. And all I want to say to follow that up is Happy Halloween. I encourage everyone to buy a bag of candy corn, eat it by yourself, feel ill, and then eat another next year. But do that alone and socially distance. And if you're listening to this in the future, ignore everything I said.
Well, still socially distance if COVID happens in the future. So, like, be safe.
If you're in the future,
what happens anytime anyone eats candy corn is they eat like slightly too much and then want to throw up.
That's like one.
It's my yearly ritual.
Oh.
This is how I. Okay, actually, I know visual comedy doesn't work on a podcast, but I'm holding a bag of candy corn.
I appreciate it, Jay.
Yeah, can you hear it? No,
yes,
that might
it can be heard.
Right. Yeah.
Thank y'all.
So stay safe, get sick on your own terms.
Yep.
Not with COVID.
Oh.
Not with COVID, with candy corn.
Right. Thank y'all and good night. And we're done.